I have a confession to make about Top Gun Maverick. I was wrong. Here's why. Most of the footage in this movie, they are in planes. I thought they were flying all the planes, but really they were in the back seat. While doing my research though, I found some really great footage from the original and how they shot it in this movie. Now there is real flying. Tom Cruise does fly his own plane. Let me show you that. We'll get to it in just a second. But first, consider subscribing if you enjoy this content. And I have links to some other material that's away from my channel, which I'll get back to in a second. Check out this interview with Miles Teller.
With all due respect to your performances, when we see you guys in the jets, how much of it is actual acting and how much of it is you guys reacting to crazy shit that's happening to you?
Acting is reacting.
Literally. I mean, it's all performance actually, because you have the 4 cameras in the cockpit, and to be fair, a lot of the time, depending, you know, with the cameras, you couldn't always see everything, and I think that's why we had so many hours in these things beforehand, so that we were as comfortable as we could be in the jet, and then you're just able to focus on, because you have to act like you're flying the thing, and you have to be in perfect sequence with your pilot, otherwise the shot falls apart. So, I mean, I think that was a good thing that there were so many things we had to focus on up there to be able to get the shot and all these things that yeah, I didn't have any of those moments.
Now, in a minute, we'll go over some of the training that they went through, but everyone that was in a plane shot in this movie actually had to learn how to handle being in a plane. Check this out.
There's a little bit of both, because we got so used to going up there and our bodies were so adapted to the G's that I think like a month or two in of being in the air, Tom was like, all right, so you guys have adapted so well that now like there's, you guys have to start like adding more intensity in certain moments. So then we then had to like just act in, like as we're like scraping the side of a mountain, we also had to be like, all right, we're so used to it that we have to add a little bit more.
Professor Cruz trained us so well that we, you know, when you're flying 500 knots through canyons, you're not as phased as you were, you know, months earlier.
Let's go, let's see what you got.
Before we started actually flying in the jets, of course, we can do all the reading and the research and watching from other people's experiences on YouTube, with like how to handle the G-forces and what the maneuvers really feel like. But it's not until you actually get in the air and be able to feel the like, you know.
We are cleared into the area. Verify cameras are on. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here comes some G's. There's 5 G's. 7 G's. All right, that was awesome.
Now everyone knows that the original was a blockbuster, but they had to wait a certain amount of time because Tom didn't want to make the movie unless it was perfect. Check this out.
I wasn't ready to make a sequel until we had a special story worthy of a sequel, and until technology evolved so we could delve deeper into the experience of a fighter pilot.
The first movie became something that changed a generation. So this is exciting to come back and get in those jets again.
We worked with the Navy and the Top Gun school to formulate how to shoot it practically. Because if we're going to do it, we're going to fly in the F-18s.
The aviation sequences had to be real. So our actors went through 3 months of grueling training.
The Navy says if you eject, you have to be able to survive in the water. So we had to go through that challenging underwater program.
Tom designed this all-encompassing aviation training for all the actors.
I started them out in a single-engine airplane to build up their spatial awareness inside the aircraft.
Oh, wow. That's amazing! Oh, my God!
Next, we took them to the L-39, and they went and flew aerobatics to feel what it's like in a jet.
It's some speed. Wow.
From there, they'd graduate to the F-18 Super Hornet and actually launching off an aircraft carrier.
That's what I'm talking about.
The actors also had to learn how to run the cameras, because when they're up in the jet, they have to direct themselves, essentially.
Okay, I'm rolling.
I had to really teach them cinematography and the lighting so that they understood what's gonna look good on camera.
Gun angle's great.
Everybody thought it would be impossible for actors to really be in the jets.
But that's the gift that Tom gave us, that by the time we got up there, we could handle it.
Definitely the most amazing thing I've ever done. All the training 100% prepared us.
I'm very proud of what we all accomplished, each one of them.
All the training, 100% prepared us.
I'm very proud of what we all accomplished. Each one of them are extraordinary.
It still blows my mind that we've done this. There's nothing like it.
Now, when the original made, it was mainly thought to be Star Wars on Earth. You check this out from the original director in these few new clips.
Fighting over, you know, making the best movie possible.
A lot of people came together who, at this time, who this was important in their careers. They were really trying to prove something. It was so everybody had a lot at stake in this movie, and I think it really shows on the screen. I think there's a lot of energy, enthusiasm that sort of plays all the way through down to, you know, the actors and the crew.
Now, the original was shot very different from the current one, where they used different effects. It was filmed in IMAX. Very entertaining movie. In fact, in this movie, Tom actually flies his own P-51 Mustang plane in this and has a passenger seat for all those shots. And you've seen Tom do all of his stunts in different movies. He's totally full tilt, almost method acting, and he's the real deal. This movie is absolutely great, and I want to make a recommendation. You could check out after this, I'll link in the description below, the making of the first Top Gun. It's a very entertaining documentary. I think you guys will enjoy it. Go check that out. And now, linking to someone else's video usually isn't the best idea, but I want to do that because I think you guys will enjoy it. And if you want to help out, go ahead, click like, share, subscribe. Other recommendations at the channel would be Top Gun versus Star Wars, I Am a New Groot, the trailer, VECNA versus Darth Vader, a lot of chatter about who would actually win in this. So go check those videos out. Also, if you want to support the channel more, you can go below this video, hit the thanks button, and you can comment a one-time pop-up for a small fee, and I'll give you a shout out on the community tab on this channel. I recently did a poll on the channel, and 91% of you out of 100 voted that Top Gun Maverick was a better movie than the first one, which, sorry to say, the old timers, I agree.
And it went beyond that.
My cameras are on. Check cameras on. There you go.
The two biggest compliments that I've gotten from all the comments of you guys on all the videos that I've put out on this subject is, one, there's no agenda. These days, there's been a lot of movies that are somewhat woke or kind of pushing new narratives and new norms for different things that tend to rub some people the wrong way. There's none of that in this movie. They don't even actually mention who the enemy is. They just refer to the enemy as the enemy. The second is that it's just a fun movie, action-packed, nonstop. It actually keeps you guessing. I thought the ending was going to be pretty predictable, and I thought I guessed it the first time, but then there was a good twist that was entertaining, and I went along with it. It was definitely believable, but the action in this, what the actors went through to make this movie happen, from the original and compared to what they do now today in this movie, is great. I can't wait to see what Tom Cruise comes out with next, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I think Mission Impossible is the next one. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out the video on the screen here. This is my Star Wars versus Top Gun. See all the similarities in another playlist for you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Any comments or theories that you have, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, there's extra links to other videos on my channel down in the description below.